Welcome to the DKHiz, as you know what we talking about. Welcome to the DKHiz, that's what we gonna run our mouth. Hey y'all, just a little disclaimer. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. Everything is alleged. I don't know none of these people. I'm just giving my thoughts, my opinions, predictions on what I think I see and know and hear. And I want you to do the same down in the comment section. So don't take everything too seriously, but only with a grain of salt, because we be shoving it up in this kitchen. And welcome, glad to have you. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you've been here a couple of times, we'd love to have you in the fam bam. Girl, you single, no kids. You could be a problem. You know what? I'm definitely could be the problem. Okay? Because at this point in my life, I don't have time for the fakeness. I don't have time for the drama, the shenanigans. If you are not coming correct, miss me with it. So is that a problem? Yeah, it could be. A very huge problem. So watch how you come for me. Purr. So at the end of the day, sometimes in life you see people that are beautiful, gorgeous, and you're like, what's wrong with them? They're single. And what's wrong with them? They don't have no kids. Okay. So gotta be something wrong with them. Okay. It could be. It very well could be, even though I don't think anything is wrong with me. I really feel like I'm a smart person. Somebody was just recently talking about how Ashanti is a certain age and single and no kids, something wrong with her. Even though people definitely troll about any and everything and it has nothing to do with anything. But no, Ashanti is definitely not the problem, because we know she's a beautiful woman who has high standards for herself, and she has been in a relationship before, and she may or may not be in one currently. But the situation that we need to talk about is the fact that some people need to be in a relationship and some people don't have to be in a relationship. There's a difference. Like, some people need the validation, some people need somebody always around them trying to fit into a status quo, like, oh, this is my man. But see, I can say if I never had a boyfriend before, never had a man before, or a husband, none of that, like, I've had all that, like, I know what it feels like, so I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Now, as far as kids, why would I want kids with somebody I'm not going to be with? Why would I want kids with somebody I'm not with? Does that make sense? No. So at the end of the day, I know people do have kids. I know even somebody encouraged me to have kids with somebody and was like, if it don't work out, put them on child support. I'm not really about that time. Like, if I'm gonna have kids with somebody, I'm gonna want to be with that person. And just because I was in a relationship, just because I was married, did not mean that I felt like that was my person. It should have been like that, but it wasn't. I felt like I was settling. I felt like I was just trying to, experience life and fit into a mode of being in a relationship, being married, or possibly having somebody looking at me different in sideways. But at the same time, if I would have had kids with these people, I feel like it would have been hell walking, because what happens when you have kids with somebody? If you don't like the person you have a child with, you have to see them either once or twice a week, or for 18 years. And who got time for that? Not me. Not me and motherfucking all. Like, I would be the type where you keep your child for a year, I keep the child for a year. I found out that it's actually people doing that. Okay, you keep the child for a month, I keep the child for a month. Because the less I have to see you, the better. Okay. So I thank God every day that I was spared to the fact that I do not have kids by someone that I do not want to be with and that I'm not with. Because my heart really does go after the people who do have that issue, but baby, it could not be me. So yes, I almost clipped up one time. Somebody almost got me. I had to be quicker than that. But I wouldn't let it go down because I was just feeling pressured, and they wasn't even putting forth the effort that I wanted to see. And a cute face is not enough to say, oh yeah, I want you to be my baby. Like, it almost was among some other things, but that's not a reason to have a child, because a child is a lifelong commitment, whether you like the person or not. Okay, the child gonna always say, that's daddy, that's mommy, that's my dad, or let me talk to my dad, I want to see my dad. And if you don't want to see their dad or not, or their mama or not, they don't care about none of that. They want to see their people, and that just is what it is. So I didn't have time to see nobody. Okay, I'm very much selfish. So as far as having a child, I was living my life, taking trips when I want to, not having to breastfeed, not having to make a bottle, not having to deal with baby daddy issues. That's the life that I envision for myself. That's the life that I have for myself. And I'm over 30, and I'm very much happy, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything in life. Like, you don't know what it feels like to move and not think about changing a pamper, a diaper, or hearing a baby crying because they're not getting their way. Now, to keep in mind, I feel like being around other kids and seeing them in their motive, like that was good enough for me, or that was enough for me to be like, I'm good for right now. I'm not missing anything. Believe it or not, if I find the person that's for me, I would in a heartbeat have a child with them, because I want to say my child was made out of and created out of love. It was natural, done naturally, you know what I'm saying? But if I do not find that person, I'm okay with saying that I don't have a child. I'm okay with that, because I grew up in a one parent household, parents not getting along, parents arguing and fighting just so we can go with them back and forth, and then making it so forth that sometimes one parent will withhold the visitations from the other parent, or make up excuses like, oh, you late, you can't get the child, like just petty betty stuff. And even when I got into my older age, it was friction between the other parent, because I always felt like it was them not wanting to be around, but it was the friction that was going on with the other parent. And low key, I kind of had animosity for the other parent that I was currently with most of the time, because I thought they were the problem. And I don't want my child looking at me as the problem to why they can't see their parent, because baby, I would be the problem. Like, don't call my phone. Like, don't come over here. Do it like I want to see your ugly ass. No. Like, I don't want to be that person. So God knew what he was doing when he made it so that I didn't have any kids. And it was so bad. Like, I literally had a hater who wanted to see me with a child, and I almost slipped up and got me. Like, who does that? Just make children and leave them. Like, y'all are some sad cases for fathers. Like, but I know when you're young, you are in a horny state of mind sometimes, like you energize a bunny, and sometimes you just gotta have what you gotta have. Luckily, I've always been a person who used protection, whether I was in a relationship or not. And then sometimes I didn't when I was like in a marriage and stuff like that. But I've never really been on birth control. I had this tough prayer, like, that caught me through a lot of times, that I would never get pregnant by nobody that I wasn't meant to be with. And yeah, I was detailed in that prayer, and God saw me through with that. That's why I will say prayer does change things, and prayer can be effective, because I really feel like that prayer really saved me. In the time that I thought I almost got slipped up, the person did tell me that they was really serious about me, but their actions just wasn't what I wanted. So I prayed it away and my period came, and that's crazy. But at the same time, I'm thankful if that person really did see a future with me. But at that time, due to the fact that they weren't very expressive in a lot of things, I was always guessing what they wanted, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't like that. But true enough, some men are not very talkative, some men are very quiet, and some men are, cap about a lot of things. But as a woman that's going into thinking about having a child with somebody, having a future with somebody, I needed them to be more vocal, and they weren't. And so I wasn't taking that serious. They said that they were, but I wasn't. And luckily enough, God answered my prayers to where, even though I was like 7 or 10 days late, my period came, and I was so thankful. But I just look back at that. At that time, I did want a child, and I really didn't care if the person was the person for me. I looked at this person, I was like, okay, well, he's a baby daddy of many children that he's not with. And I was like, even though I feel like they left him, probably because he was annoying, But I also was like, oh, he's attractive. If I have a baby with somebody, I want to have it with an attractive person. Oh, I'm at this age where I'm not getting any younger. I need to have a child. But when you look about the stress and turmoil that could have happened from that one moment of trying to think like that, I could have been having a headache because this person obviously, because I did read and unite with them later on, and they was basically on with somebody else and not really worried about me. But just imagine, like, if I had just wasted my time, like, it would have been hell on earth walking. And I don't want that to happen. And I'm saying that children are hell on earth, but I feel like if you got to constantly fool with absent or father that's annoying as fudge, like, I just don't want that drama in my life, because I will be the first to cuss you out in front of my child, and I don't want that, because no child deserves that. And I'm not the person to do that. And I would be in my feelings a little bit, because I'm like, you promised me this and you did this and this and you did that, and like, it's just not worth it, because at the end of the day, it's like, nobody forced you to open your legs, and that's just gonna always be the argument. It's like, it don't matter what you say, you still laid there, let this person, so shut up and deal with it for 18 years. See this person for 18 years, even though y'all split up the next day or the moment he found out she was pregnant or whatever. Like, nobody got time for that. So yes, my heart does go out to those parents who are single parents, because I know that it can be tough and difficult. But they do it so effortlessly. They do it well. It's just not a lifestyle for me. Well, as always, thank you for stopping by at the His House for your alleged tea, entertainment, and gossip and predictions. And we will definitely have more. So definitely come back and see us. And if you want to be notified, hit that bell and also subscribe, especially if you've been here before. Come back again and again. But subscribe and join the fam band. We'd love to have you. And if you liked anything that was said on today, or even made you laugh, joke, think, ponder, make sure you hit that thumbs up or that like button, especially if you agree or disagree, and comment down below.